Hey everybody, it's Mark, Mark's Home Hobbies. Yeah, what you're looking at right here is, it's a new hobby that I just acquired. Yeah, it's kind of like off-grid radio, um, except not quite. It can be totally off-grid, or you can use it to augment your communications with the internet if you have an internet connection available. But the nice thing about this little radio here is um, it sends text messages, but it's very it's unique, and it's like kind of like a doing chat on YouTube or something like that. You know, you chat and somebody else chats, and you see all the chats there, and you can use some emojis, and it's very cool. And it's the nice thing about it is it's free, and there's not too many things in this world that are really free to use. Now, granted, you have to. Sorry about the camera work there. My light is definitely playing tricks with the video here. Anyways, the nice thing about this is once you buy the equipment and you have it set up, there's no fee after that. It's free to use, and most of it is like kind of hobbyist, do-it-yourselfer stuff. I'm not going to go into the details of this thing. Uh, it's called a LilyGo T Deck, and there's also the T Deck Plus, which is got a case and a battery and everything. And this, of course, right here is a 3D printed case, and I'll let you see what it looks like. It's not the greatest, but there's a few flubs here and there. On the 3D printing, you can see there's some stuff on the bed, and but the holes line up pretty good, and the thing fits in there. It has a little reset button there that's inside there. You can push that, and it has an on and off switch built right in the side there. I don't know if you can catch that, but yeah, it has a little reset button in there. And it has a pretty decent little screen. It's nothing spectacular. It has a little like a trackball feature right here, which is it works good, but it's a little clumsy because it's very sensitive, and it doesn't have any kind of feedback adjustment. So when it rolls free, and sometimes you're apt to over roll the menus a little bit because it's there's no kind of grip on the wheel. So maybe they'll put some rubber on it and coat it a little bit, and that'll solve the problem or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of neat little keys on here. You can use the symbol key here, which gives you all the shifted keys, and arrow keys, and a microphone key here, sound. It has a little speaker inside of it, very small, but it does make some noise. It doesn't. It comes with an antenna, but it's kind of a broad range antenna, not all that great. So what I did was I took a Sharpie and I made my own antenna. I went on the internets, and I found the antenna calculator, and I plugged in the frequency, which is 915 megahertz, and I found the correct length was slightly smaller than 3 inches. So I took the wires that were included with it and the IPEX connector, and I made a little antenna out of a Sharpie pen right there. Well, it's not flexible, but it's kind of hot glued into the top there, and it fits in rather nicely. I don't have the GPS unit installed in this radio just yet. Oh, well, would you look at that? It even comes up when you shake it a little bit. That's kind of what it looks like there on your main screen. And then you have your settings right here. It tells you if you have new messages, and how many units you have online in your network, and how long you've been on for. And then if you come up here and you do this, let's see. All right, if I put this down here, uh, uh, sometimes you may need a restart. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and then you see you can go into the different menus here. Yeah, tells you how far somebody is away from you, how many hops, position. And it tells your name right there. That's me, mbbt. So if you want to send me a message on your Meshtastic unit, feel free. mbbt. Yeah. Oh, there's a world map. I haven't been able to figure out how to really deal with it yet. I mean, it just kind of sits there. I guess if you look close enough, you could see your position on there, but I don't have the GPS on, so I think once I install that, if I ever do, that will bring that to life. So, and then of course, you know, you have your settings right here, which you can go in here and change things up. You can change the color and make your channels, defaults, device role, client, or you have, you know, a repeater. So if you just feel like putting up a big antenna and just, you know, watching the messages fly by, the messages, yeah, you can do that too. I think it's pretty cool though. Now, granted, it's a little buggy here and there, but they're adding features to it all the time. And I'll tell you what, the hardest part was to get, uh, you know, it doesn't come looking like this. You know, it has a very, very plain black screen with green lettering. And if you want this fancy stuff on here like this, and you want it to look good like a regular cell phone, then you have to download a file and you have to put the thing into your computer and attach it up and go on the interwebs and use what they call a web flasher. And that, if you can make a connection with your device right here through your computer in that web flasher, you can put this file on there like I did, and it'll make it look like this. But it does not look like this when you get it. You'll be disappointed. It's just text. That's all it is. But it does do the job, and you can use it that way. And Meshtastic, there's other, you know, oops, the screen just timed out on me there, but there's other user interfaces and there's other things that you can load onto this. Now, there's another program that I did load on before I loaded this new user interface. And let's see, it's called Launcher. And if you go on GitHub and, you know, you just type in there, let's see, what is it? M5 stick, M5 SDK, I think it is. And then you type in launcher, do a Google search or do a GitHub search on that, and you'll find the launcher program for this machine right here. And what that allows you to do is utilize the SD card in the side there, and it allows you to load a bunch of different firmware onto that SD card. And then when you first boot up the machine, you can press the enter key and go right into launcher, and you can choose which software you want to run. So if you want to run this new fancy GUI, you know, with the colors and the phone iPhone BlackBerry looking thing, you can choose that. Or if you want to run the regular screen, you can choose that. So it will literally load whatever firmware version that you want on it right at the start when you first start up the phone, once you load that launcher program on there. And launcher, it uses the same web driver thing. And trust me, I know about, you know, flashing drones and flashing devices, and I know how hard some of these virtual serial ports can be. And this one is a tough one. It took me, well, I want to say about 6 or 8 hours to finally figure out how to get it done, and that was after reading and many hours searching the internet and not being able to use any of my computers at all to load the software to this. So when you're sitting there with 3 or 4 computers in front of you and none of them will allow you to do what you need to do, it gets pretty frustrating pretty quick. So anyhow, yeah, that's what I spent my day doing. But I ended up solving the problem. I persevered and I won. So if you have one of these T-Decks and you're having problems with it, You're gonna find that the resources are just scattered all over the place. I mean, some people say do this, this works. Some people say do this, this works. Well, um, I'm not gonna say that I'll tell you how to do it, but if enough people comment and can't get the TDEC to work, I'll give you a hint as to where you need to go in order to get the instructions and what you're going to need to do to fix it, because it's it's pretty difficult to find. I mean, it took me a lot of digging, a lot of research to find it, and a lot of downloads and a lot of failed software installs and a lot of time sitting there watching the computer do nothing. So, you know, I would just put it out there, but I'm trying to get people to comment on my videos, and I'm trying to get some new subscribers here. So if you're a TDEC user and you're having problems loading your TDEC, feel free to comment. Um, Maybe I can help you. Maybe I'll do another video on how to do it, because that's the type of thing that is a hobby and that draws people in. So, and you can use your Meshtastic to communicate with me if you're having problems. You can ask me over Meshtastic. You don't have to communicate over YouTube. You don't have to give me your email address or any of that. You can communicate, encryptedly over this unit right here, 256-bit encryption. Yep. And it's all legal because the 915 megahertz is what they call an ISM band. I'm not a radio geek or anything like that, but that's an unregulated band right there. You don't have to have a license to operate because the range is limited, because you can't broadcast 915 megahertz very far, because it's probably a little bit better than line of sight. But if you have 50 of these, within line of sight, or if you have them close enough by with a big enough antenna, then you can transfer your signal to theirs. Okay, your message to their unit, and then their unit will transfer to any unit that's within their range. So probably 10 or 15 or 20, 30, 40, 50, and 100 other units will receive that same message in their quadrant, and then they will expand gradually. That message goes, and you can see how 7 hops, a message could travel thousands of miles in 7 hops, to tell you the truth. So, anyways, without making this video too long, I just wanted to kind of show everybody what I was working on here a little bit. This is another hobby that I'm picking up here because I like to communicate. And if the power ever goes off, you know what? This thing could definitely be a little lifesaver. I like to be able to talk to other people when there's no cell phone and there's no electricity, because you can hook a solar panel up to this really easily. And you can mount it right on the top there, or on the back, and just leave it sitting like that, and the little battery inside of here will charge up, and guess what? You're communicating. So I'm not going to leave any links to this or anything like that, because you can find it. It's all over town. It's on AliExpress and Amazon and eBay, and wherever you can find electronics has probably got this thing right here. So yeah, if you're interested in communications in the off-grid situation, or just texting, or CB radio, like kind of stuff, that's what it reminds me of. CB radio, breaker 19. How about you, good buddy? Got your ears on? Well, if you do, 3s and 8s to you. So anyhow, this is Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. I hope you guys really enjoyed this new little hobby of mine here, this LilyGo TDEC. It's Meshtastic Communications Protocol. LoRa WAN, and that type of stuff. You'll learn about it soon. Anyways, if you're not a subscriber, why don't you consider subscribing? That would be great. I'm trying to get to 500, and got an RC car giveaway going at 500. You just have to leave a comment and be a subscriber. So whatever brought you to my channel, I'm glad that you're here, and I hope you have happy holidays if I don't talk to you before then. And I hope Santa brings you all the nice, good hobby stuff that you wanted. And hope your family has a nice Christmas too. So anyways, Mark with Mark's No Hobbies. Have a good one. Catch you in the next one.